Then there was a genre turn. 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 We're on the Willy Wonka ride.
There's no earthly way of knowing which direction we are going. Wow.
Hey, all I gotta say is, you really nailed our vibe.
I really did.
Yeah, that catches it.
What if I was just like, you know what, guys? That's our theme song forever now.
Like you didn't search anymore. You're like bingo, bango.
Found it.
Found it.
Starting this whole endeavor, our little motto, our little subtitle to the Valleyfolk has always been "The world could use a friend."
Yeah.
Yes.
Imagine that just popping up after all those sounds.
Yes.
It's infinitely creepier.
Yeah. World could use some friends right now.
The world could use a friend.
And it's like a robotic, like, the world could use some friends.
It's very UFO party-ish.
Yeah, a
It
little bit.
is. It's also, you used to do a program where you would... Sourcewood. You used to do a program where you would make a robot say the worst stuff in the world.
Actually, maybe I can find some. And we'll play some
and
later.
it was like, my fart, my fart, my fart, my fart.
Yeah,
oh,
it was
I'm
like-
sorry, my heart.
My brother and I used to prank call
God.
pizza places with this text-to-speech program
It
when we
really
were
gets
kids.
me good.
That was my favorite game.
It was my
Do you
Play
remember?
at Sourcewood.
Yeah. And it was just like, please don't hang up. I have a voice box.
And then it would always...
Not a joke. Yeah. I'd like a pepperoni pizza with your dick, your dick, your dick, your dick, your dick, your dick.
But we'd always go into like super detail on why we had the voice box, some tragic injury that we would talk about for like 3
I was
minutes.
attacked by a wild dog at the beach in Santa Monica, and it killed my family.
Oh my god.
And then we go, anyways, I would like a pepperoni pizza with
Yeah.
Oh man.
dicks and dicks.
So guys, that intro came from Reddit user Dries0032.
Guys.
And
Thank
also SoundCloud user Free Traveler.
That's a good SoundCloud
Yeah.
that
username.
is a good free
And
traveler.
the only description, this track is literally called "Trying Out Stuff for the Valleycast,"
Beautiful.
and the description says "playing with rack and some granular synthesizers." That's pretty cool.
Honestly,
That's cool.
that used to be my my name. Porn name is granular synthesizers. So
Plural.
I'm glad. Yeah, plural.
I
I'm
got two
glad
of 'em.
to hear it again because it takes me back.
I think it probably takes a lot for a porn star to not catch on based solely on their name, but I feel like that happened
No,
to you.
I definitely like. You can play me like a synthesizer. Was the tagline a lot?
What's the tagline a lot?
It did, most of the time, to be honest.
You didn't work much, did
Not
you?
at all. 2 videos.
It might behoove you to take porn star off your
Yep.
resume.
You got it. Can do.
So, guys, welcome to the Valleycast. This is the podcast hosted by the Valleyfolk. Steve Zaragoza, Lee Newton, Joe Beretta, and Elliot Morgan.
Thank you, Steve.
Respectively.
Steve.
And every week, Mondays for patrons, Thursdays for everyone else. And Tuesdays for lower tier. Whatever. There's a whole thing. You'll find out. Basically,
don't
Support
need to
us
go
on
into it.
Patreon
if
is
you
what
go
he's
to the
saying.
Patreon page, you'll get all the info. But basically what we do here is we just kind of chat amongst ourselves and we bring a topic to the table and kind of just introduce a topic to each other and we just kind of ramble.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're rambling over here, and that's what the
Very
podcast
good
is. It's a
point.
lot of fun. Sometimes we go off the rails. There's ongoing bits that you might like, and you might
And
there's some more
some that you
burps
may not
happening.
like at all.
Some you may not like at all.
We don't need to name names, but
Yeah.
A lot of people like this podcast, but one of our least biggest fans is Elliot Morgan.
Yeah. He is on the podcast
Yeah.
as well, but yes.
He never.
I'm a vocal minority.
Yeah.
Elliot
I
actually
reply to those comments and I'm like, man, maybe less burping and cuts.
a fan.
Elliot actually wrote a review here on iTunes under the Valleycast, and it says "would never watch," which is
Yeah.
weird because
I'm on it.
you're
Yeah.
on it.
I know.
and you don't just watch it; you also hear it, Elliot. This is a little unlike you.
It's just not technologically
It's kind of all over the
savvy.
place.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Anyway,
a little more
so
on
yeah,
the nose.
coming hot off the heels from episode 9, bitches.
Episode 9. It was a really iconic episode.
Yeah, I think we're really riding that momentum.
Yeah, but how about we do a little housekeeping?
I just LaCroix'd on
Oh no!
on Joe here.
What if fizzy LaCroix
LaCroix.
like burned your eyes?
Oh
That's
God!
not-
We're gonna learn in 5 years that it's doing something to all our
I'm
insides.
positive.
I
of
mean,
it.
I've done a bunch of research. Like carbonated water, they say like might not be the
Oh, it
best.
erodes your
but-
bones and
But
stuff.
like, that's,
yeah.
I don't know. Who
It's
knows?
the essence. We don't know what the essence is because
It's
the-
Gelfling.
according to the FDA, they don't have to tell you what the essence is.
No.
Oh shit!
But Elliot has a theory that it is just a scent.
Yeah.
So close
I've
your
heard
like
this.
plug your nose
Plug your
and
Let's
drink
all do it
it.
together. Plug
Well,
your
you-
nose. You won't
This is
taste
a
anything.
berry flavor. LaCroix sponsored, not sponsored.
Yeah, you're right.
I could taste a little bit.
But I
Maybe
think
not.
I couldn't.
It was
I
right
think
when
we're
couldn't.
idiots though, because I think your nose is part of.
Yeah, it's like 60%.
All right,
or
well, I
something
don't-
of
Here,
taste.
let's
This
try
That's
isn't-
why
No,
there's
no.
an ENT, and there's
Well-
a nose and thyroid doctor that you can go see,
Yeah.
and they specialize in the ear, nose,
And the ear, nose, and the
thumb.
T.
Yeah, let's try again though.
Yeah.
Take your finger, put it up your butt,
Okay.
and take a sip.
No, I can't smell it.
Mine tastes like my uncle for some reason.
Maybe
Honestly,
Please
though-
don't hang up on me. I'm using the voice box to communicate
Oh,
over
great.
the phone. I'm sorry if this is strange, but I'm just a regular person who would like to order some food. Person who survived a horrible dog attack 2 years ago in Santa Monica. I was walking on the promenade with my wife and 7-year-old son, when suddenly and out of nowhere a large dog bit into my throat and destroyed my vocal cords. My son was so terrified he had a seizure, which caused a brain aneurysm to rupture,
Oh my
killing
God.
him instantly. It's okay, it happened really fast. The doctor said he felt nothing. My wife, dealing with the pain of watching her son die and her husband brutally attacked by a dog,
This is the
was
darkest-
committed to a
the darkest
psychiatric
episode we've
hospital
ever had.
where she hasn't spoken in 8 months
Remember,
and has
somebody's on the
regressed
phone
into
listening
a
to this.
childlike state. I'd like the very cheesy peppereasy pan pizza pie and large crazy sticks. Do you offer Coca-Cola as a beverage? I'd like that in your dick, your dick, your I want your and slap me hard with your
All right, we
It's
don't
all
have to
I
keep going
need.
from there. We can stop. We can stop. It kind of just goes on like that for a while.
The second,
man.
but anyway, I'd like a cheese pizza.
Cheesy peppereasy pizza.
Oh my God, Steve would just intermittently do that
out
all
loud,
day.
like as loud as possible. Yeah.
And like investors walking through the office is like, excuse me.
Yeah, it was at the time. It was actually at the time when Jeremy had just started, and this was like his introduction to us. It was like the loud, freaking weird.
Insane, and everyone would be like,
Insanity.
Steve, stop.
Yeah, so that's Burundi.
Oh.
Mine's once again a little bit about Disneyland.
God dang it, mine's about Disney,
Oh
Steve.
shit! Is it really?
Yes, you can't always have Disney.
I'm sorry, but there's kind
You're
of like
doing
a,
Disney again?
Yeah, but the reason why is because
The
there's
third podcast?
there's kind of a big thing happening.
Oh, okay, cool.
There's and it
You sold me.
talks
my
about
God.
it's about Marvel. It's about how Disney, Disney owns Marvel. We all
Owns it
know
all.
that Disney's
They
going to own
own it
everything at some
all.
point. And for some reason people are afraid of that. But basically what's happening is they're opening up a Marvel part of the Disney park. And it's official. They're actually going to in Disney's California Adventure, where they had
Heck yeah.
a Bugs Land.
Oh, that piece of
that's
crap.
going away.
It's now
it is kinda
becoming a
boring.
That's a
Marvel.
big piece of
Oh
crap.
yeah, so Bugs Land is going away. Bugs Land will be no more. Joe, you think it's crappy?
It's crap.
I look.
Look, it's a good atmosphere. Rides suck. All right.
I've always loved the kind of like giant things.
Again, the overgrown
like,
atmosphere is
yeah,
great, but they're
the
great
overgrown atmosphere
at
is
all
fun.
of that. They made the back end of Disneyland
Toonton.
feel like a desert canyon. Like they're great at that.
Well, and Toontown,
And
yeah.
Toonton.
Yeah,
Toonton.
Toonton.
Love
They've done it.
Toonton.
Toonton Abbey.
Toonton Abbey.
However, I would
done it with
contend
Toonton.
that even kids are probably like, do we have to do Bugs Life? Like, it's just not
No,
fun.
Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah.
get
It's
it.
for the children that won't remember Disneyland.
But the interesting
Yeah.
thing is Disney makes these. I wouldn't say they're mistakes, but they build these lands based around like one specific property.
And it's usually something that like goes like, it just came out last year. It's really
Yeah, and,
popular,
like,
and you're like,
but
but
here's
is it a test of time popular?
and the weirdest one that is currently, and it's new. The weirdest thing is in Florida at the Animal Kingdom, they have an Avatar land.
No,
Yeah.
An Avatar land.
That's not open yet.
It
though,
is
right?
open.
Really?
It's been open.
But
There's
it's new. Yeah,
it's
people,
brand new.
People love it though.
People love it, but it's like,
But, like, who cares
fucking
about Avatar?
Literally, in
Wait,
like,
is there like an Avatar 2
there's a
coming
new
out that I
Avatar
don't
coming
know?
out, but who cares?
Yeah, dude.
Does anybody care?
I mean,
I don't
it's
think anybody cares now.
No.
That's the thing. I mean, and look, Black Panther just came out. Wakanda would be an amazing Animal Kingdom edition.
Yes, yeah.
But like, I mean, how could they know? How could they know? And they worked out this deal with James Cameron to do Avatar
Sure.
Land, and they thought they were doing the new when Eisner did George Lucas, and they brought Star Wars and Indiana
Yeah,
Jones
yeah,
to
yeah.
the park.
Yes.
They really pushed for this like James Cameron inclusion in a Disney park, and they thought it was a big deal. And ultimately, the higher ups were kind of not happy about it because there was this one guy, I don't know if it was Iger or someone who was in charge of like parks, and it's not
shitty Ken.
He's like,
some guy who's just like, we gotta do
Hear me
Avatar
out.
Land. Yeah.
Pinocchio.
We're going back.
I'd just like to throw out that it doesn't seem crazy to me. It's the biggest movie in history. It's got 5 friggin' sequels coming
Bigger
up.
than Passion of the Christ?
Wait, I'm sorry.
That's,
What?
That's going to be an exciting
Look,
ride, by the
I
way.
do understand.
Life or death?
Passion of the Christ. Right?
But I think like I agree
At
that
the end, Jesus says your name while he's on the cross. He
Yeah.
goes, "Goodbye, Jacob." You know,
And
like,
And that's
every-
it. Yeah.
everybody's face on the
Wait,
picture.
and why did you give him like a like Jewish accountant voice?
well, because he's
Goodbye, Jacob.
It fits.
Thank you very much. I brought you a loaf. I brought you a fish. You're welcome.
Go in peace. Or something.
Hello. Also, don't forget to get your parking validated, Jacob.
Also, if you have a little acid, just use some Tums.
Could
Jacob.
could you imagine the terror ride that
Oh,
the Passion
the
of the Christ would be if it
terror
was like
ride.
the Little Mermaid, one of those things where you sit in and you're just slowly going
Yeah.
through the
As
story.
it's like turning, and you're like, ah!
But it would be so Disney, in which they would literally be like, and here he is in the Garden of Gethsemane.
At the
and then
end,
like it
yeah.
would literally be like, and here they are yelling stuff at him. Oh, and look, he's risen. It'd be like, wait a minute, I think we skipped over something really
Here
big.
comes Matthias. Everyone loves him.
Oh,
There's that
Judas
surly
is like-
Judas.
And there was like some movie that my brother-in-law wanted, and he was like, everything's in the vault now. And I was like looking at it, and it is a total bullshit thing with the Disney vault because
It's a real thing.
they're missing one, it's a real thing.
More like Vault Disney.
Wow.
I feel like we all should have appreciated that, but we
liked
did
it.
not.
No,
good time.
actually, here's the thing.
I don't think I've ever heard it.
I really liked it, but it was also one of those like, that was good.
yeah. Like, whoa.
Whoa.
Holy shit.
Honestly?
Vault fucking Disney?
His
Can you-
name is
Can you
Walt.
trademark that? If it has
Can
Disney
you
in
buy
it still, can you
VaultDisney.com?
do that?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what it is.
I can't believe I haven't heard that joke
It's
yet.
more originality than
Paraphrasing that
anything, but you hit it out of the park.
Wow, you really did.
Out of
More-
the park.
I gotta go. I have to go.
have to leave.
I have to get out of here. I can't handle it anymore. Okay, sorry.
Okay.
No,
Vault,
there's
the vault.
tons of vaults, and the only issue that I have with it is that like it's missing generations. Like it really is like you're skipping out on generations that like could be loving this thing. Like by the time it comes out of the vault, it's like, well, she's gonna be
Yeah.
over it. She's into boys. She's looking at DC talk. She's moved on.
Do you know what's coming down the pipe? or Pike. Pike. People
the
say
pipe.
Pike.
Pipeline?
But Pike
No,
coming down
you
the
know
pike.
it's coming down the pipe.
Chris Pike?
Do you know about future Disney, Netflix? What they're
No.
what they're doing
Yeah.
moving
Yeah,
forward?
it's very exciting.
They are taking all of their properties, which is everything, Marvel, Lucasfilms,
Oh, and it's going to be a
whatever else.
giant
Maybe even The
conglomerate.
Simpsons.
And they are making because of Fox. They bought Fox, so the Fox library as well.
Oh, I see.
And they are taking all of their stuff off of other streaming services, and they are going to be offering their own streaming service
God, of
very
course they
soon
are.
with all of that content, and it is going to be the next step, the future iteration of how
Which
we
is
do
like
this.
it's like fuck another thing I gotta pay
Another
20
thing I
bucks a
gotta
month
pay
for.
for.
Right,
I already
but
do.
you'll do it because of the vault.
Yeah,
Embarrassingly,
dude, and I'll watch the freaking
kids,
Wonderful
embarrassingly
World of
spend
Disney specials and
an
stuff.
inappropriate amount on CBS All Access because of Star Trek Discovery. Like
Yeah.
literally, that's the only reason why I have CBS All Access.
Will they have the Disney Channel original films?
Oh,
I'm
hold on.
sure, man. I mean,
Smart
conceivably you would
House and
have.
whatnot?
Conceivably, yeah.
I mean, Disney.
Corey in
Will
the
they
house.
have about 4.5 hours of the kids
Yeah.
doing the Mickey Mouse ears? Because that's what I want.
That's what I want. To. I
Sweet
want
Life
all
of
the
Zack.
interstitials.
You guys, they're
Winner,
Disney,
winner,
so they
winner.
bring the magic, but they're also like an evil conglomerate,
Yes,
like everybody else.
on every
I
level.
bet you they're going to offer a tier system
Oh,
that is
yes,
like,
they
here's your
are.
basic package, but for
With
$10 more
ads
you
still.
get the
Yep.
vault. You
That's
get
what it is.
every
Access to the vault,
You get
yeah.
every Merry Melody. No, wait, that's the wrong one. That's
Mary
A silly
Melody?
symphony.
that's Silly Symphonies.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to
Crazy.
be nuts.
Disney's nuts. What else we got, guys?
Yeah, I know.
Anything at all?
Disney's nuts.
Well,
I'm
in all
terrified.
fairness, he took the Disney thing, and then I am like an asshole.
Oh,
no,
no, that's
talking
all right.
about
Don't
Cinderella
worry about it.
being in a vault.
The vault
Please don't
does
hang
suck.
up. I was bit by an American bald eagle. I became infected with a rare bird disease. I began to develop feather-like cysts on my arms and legs. My nose cartilage began to harden into what can only be described as a bird's beak. It destroyed my vocal cords. Also, my whole family died. I want your Send me your Please provide me with a box filled with your
All right,
I-
I'll stop it there.
my
Good.
I like
It-
the idea of getting bit by a bird and then turning
Yeah,
into
Suddenly
a
you
bird.
turn into a bird.
An
But, like,
American
my
bald
nose-
eagle.
The cartilage of my nose has formed into what can only be
Look at-
described as a beak.
I'm looking for words. The only way to describe it is a beak.
Sorry, I just can't think of another way to describe
A
it.
beak.
It's
It's
a
got to
beak.
be a beak.
I mean, I have feathers and a beak now.
The best part about it is that you have the beak, but the beak still isn't part of your talk system.
Right.
Like usually you think a beak is going to be opening up
Just
and
hanging there,
but
yeah.
you have a beak, but you're talking out of your
You're
Uh,
talking like down here.
It's really horrifying.
Yeah. Well, now you know why he has a voice
Oh
box.
my god.
Okay, well, we're when this posts, it's going to be a little bit before Easter. Easter's coming up. Are you guys excited?
I am excited,
I
Joe.
was trying to think
Joe,
of.
Are you
Joe, why don't you
excited?
stoke some excitement for
Oh,
us?
Well, is there
Ooh.
any Easter song?
Yeah, like
The rabbit on the hill goes up
Rabbit
and
down.
no, God no, there's
No,
no
God.
Easter
Fucking-
song.
Oh,
No.
okay.
Go find the eggs.
But Joe,
What
sorry,
is
sorry,
it?
sorry,
An
sorry.
Easter song.
I'm
Hey.
so sorry, Joe. Why don't you tell us
Yeah,
what
look,
you're
man,
so excited
I just
about?
wanted to
Just
talk
like
about
Christian
how Easter sucks.
Oh no.
I'm throwing it down. Easter
Whoa.
I
is.
wish I had an electric guitar cue ready for.
Okay,
Yeah.
you want to do it again?
You want to try again?
You should
You
probably
let me know
do
when
it
you have
again.
that. Easter, I have decided, is one of my least favorite holidays.
Wow.
I'm admittedly not
One
a.
of my least.
I am
One
not
of
a
my-
religious
it's in the
person.
He won't go least. Why won't you go? What's least?
I have to just. I haven't.
Okay, ready? I
haven't-
got it, I
oh,
got
You
it.
don't want to commit to
Hey,
that.
I just wanted to talk about Easter and how
Why don't you say?
Easter sucks. I feel like our timing was a little off.
No, I think
Also,
the
that
timing
was
really
mine.
helped out. Easter sucks. What did he? Oh, that's
no,
the one.
That one's even worse.
Wow.
I'm just.
No.
No,
Whatever.
yep,
Yep,
yep.
yep.
Again, I'm not a religious person, so I'm not celebrating the traditional Easter, as
Sure.
they would say. I have to celebrate the buy a bunch of candy and hide it for your kids version of
Yeah.
Easter,
Yeah.
which is fine. That hour is great in the morning, watching them find things.
It's cute.
The setup and the payoff of Easter isn't worth it. There's no good build up to Easter like there is with Christmas, where you're caring
Yeah.
about it for a month and there's awesome decorations. There's no awesome decorations
No,
for
and
Easter.
all the Easter candies are like bad.
Watch your
And they're-
fucking mouth.
There's some good candies,
And
but that's all it
Peeps are
is.
disgusting.
Peeps are disgusting.
These are awful.
But Cadbury egg.
But you can get a Cadbury egg
Still not a fan.
anytime.
No, you cannot, sir. And the Cadbury mini eggs You can't get those except for right around Easter time.
Is that true?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
Currently,
I'm just letting you know right now.
You literally described the only good thing about Easter.
What?
And
you gotta
even
find
then-
a silver lining. Okay.
Even then, it's like the Cadbury egg is like the grossest
Owen
candy.
said Candy Vault. Candy Vault
It's a
Disney.
Candy Vault Disney.
yeah, because it's in the candy vault.
Oh, you get it.
It's a candy holiday. There's no good payoff. The Easter egg hunt is fine.
I like it, man. I think
I
it's
loved
nice. I like
Easter
the
growing
pastel
up.
colors. I like
Oh,
growing up, going,
boy. The
getting
pastel
dressed, going to
colors
church.
suck.
The food was always really good.
Dude, the
It was an excuse
food.
for your
What do you mean
family
the
to get
food?
together.
What
What's
a
the food?
ham.
Is there
Typical-
Easter
Oh,
food?
it was typical Easter
stuff.
food.
I would
Ham,
Easter
turkey,
ham?
holiday
Was
food.
it you eating rabbit or something?
No,
What's
no, you'd
that?
get an
No,
Easter
just
ham.
normal
An
food.
Easter ham.
Yeah, and then
That
there'd
was
be,
rabbit
like,
blast
mashed
ham,
potatoes
yeah.
and
Honey
like
baked ham, mashed
delicious
potatoes, yeah.
sides.
You're talking about Thanksgiving
You're
food.
dressed nice because you get up
You go to
early with your
church
family.
early.
Everyone is in a hurry,
Sunrise service.
running late. It's cute and it's stressful. I like it. It's not,
So I will contend
good
that
time, too.
the meal can be a very good part of it, but it's trumped by Thanksgiving 100%.
Well,
Oh,
sure.
Thanksgiving's way
absolutely.
better.
We're gonna
This
talk
isn't a
meals.
But that's what I'm
question.
saying. So it's already down on the I do it for the meal
Right.
ladder.
Right, you can't say Easter's at least good for the meal because it's like, well, Thanksgiving's a way better meal with
Wait,
the
so
same
are you
food.
saying though that like if we're going to in like a hierarchy of like this is this, this is this, you're putting it at the very bottom, or is it
It's-
like
I'd have to run if we had
Flag
to-
Day
like the
sucks.
official
Well,
holidays,
yeah.
right? Like the
I think there's like
Got
a
it.
Commercialized.
there's like probably
Yeah.
a Mount
Holidays.
Rushmore of holidays, and there's probably like 2 or 3 extra faces on it.
Sure.
And we could probably figure that out on the
You're
podcast
talking big
right
five.
now.
You're talking or big four, whatever they are.
Is
You're
it
talking
Valentine's
Thanksgiving,
Day?
Halloween, Christmas, and Easter. I wouldn't
Valentine's
count
Day?
Valentine's
You
Day.
don't count Valentine's Day?
I don't know.
I might in
No,
our,
Val-
in
I
our
don't count Val-
commercialism,
'cause
as commercialism goes.
You
I'd
don't
say
even
it's-
take the day
I'd
off
say
for Valentine's Day. It's not
no,
even
but
an official
it's
holiday.
about commercialism. It's about the major ones that
if,
get
if
like
we're talking about
Yeah,
commercialism,
but you're not.
4th
It's
of
not even a
July?
holiday. But that's actually a holiday. But that's not like a real.
But that I was
holiday.
gonna
No,
say.
I love
but-
4th of July, man.
Me too, but it's
What
not
about
like
New
one of the
Year's?
big.
Yeah, what
ones.
about New Year's?
I'd count New Year's.
Okay,
yeah.
So you're going
I want to ask
but I
you
wouldn't
guys.
count for
Thanksgiving,
Valentine's Day.
Christmas, New Year's, Valentine's Day, Easter, 4th of July,
Oh, Easter's awful.
Halloween.
Right?
Easter's so bad.
Wow.
A
I
lot
think
of people would
Valentine's Day
put
was-
a lot of people would put St. Patrick's Day over Easter.
I'd put I don't even drink, and I'd put St. Patrick's.
Wow.
Cinco de
Easter.
Mayo, just more fun. Like,
Yeah.
as
I had a
far
great
as
St. Patrick's Day. Did you have a good
family-
St. Patrick's
I
Day?
had a good time. I
That was really
did.
cute. Oh my God, what a
I
great,
ate
great
no
day.
cheese.
idea what I. I was at Universal Studios with my family.
as far as like family gatherings, like you were saying again, I enjoy 4th of July so much more.
Yeah.
I know it's straight up American. Sorry, our non-American listeners, but
They
it's
have something
but it's
equivalent.
fun. It's,
yeah, Arbor
I
Day.
feel like
Isn't
that-
Arbor Day one?
Sure, yeah,
The-
Box Day.
Boxing Day.
Yeah, and I feel like Easter, it's not even an all-day thing unless you have one of those families that eat a big dinner later in the day. But like 4th of July seems like from beginning to end, and it ends with fireworks. Easter
And I
ends
just
with
don't
nothing.
understand the hiding eggs and why do rabbits have
It's-
anything to do with eggs in the
it's
first
fun for
place?
It's all
kids.
very
He's an
dumb.
Easter bunny, Steve.
But why?
It's
why is
super
there an
fun.
Easter bunny?
Super fun for kids, and I don't want to discount that. I love that part. I love.
Yeah, like my mom hid baskets in the house,
Right.
and we'd
Joe
find candy
hates
and shit.
imagination.
At my grandparents' house, they'd
Your
they'd
mom
put
hid
like
baskets?
they'd
God.
put like $1.
Hispanics are
in
weird.
The, put like $1.
Go find 18
Well,
baskets,
they were,
nerds.
They were laundry baskets with dirty clothes in it.
Just
You had to do them. So, but no, my grandparents used to take those plastic eggs and put like $1
yeah,
in it. And
oh,
they'd
$1
Yeah.
a
like
big deal. We got
Literally,
coins.
but just like $1 out
Oh,
of like
yeah.
all the 15 eggs, and someone would win the $1, and that was kind of fun.
And again, I think the more the people that celebrate it for more of the religious reasons, like the straight up reason for the season, they probably enjoy it a lot more. I think because I'm not
Yeah.
part of that.
Yeah.
It
but
adds
because I'm
something to
not
it.
part of that,
It's a real big one in the
yeah,
religious
I'm
world.
not.
it's the day Jesus was born.
No.
Yeah, you nailed it.
No. To the cross.
No, they nailed him.
That's
Yeah.
why you search for dirty laundry hampers.
Yeah.
That is why, because it was the day he was born. And
He
there
was
was a lot of
wrapped
dirty
in
laundry
swaddling
that day.
clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He was wrapping him. He was wrapped
filled
in a
with
thing.
placenta. And
Filled
Ooh,
placenta
I
and
know.
hay.
No. Please remember that Mary was like 14.
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
they
God.
got started
Yeah.
early then.
Boy,
They're into-
Wait, focus.
Burundi.
just gone.
Here's my thought on it. I think you're right. That's all. I
Oh,
think
thank you.
I forget it, that it exists,
You're
and then
talking
I
about the
walk
religious
around.
aspect
I
of it.
inevitably go into CVS to get some sort of Q-tips or milk, and I am like, "Oh, it's Easter," and then I forget that.
Yep.
And then the moment it's done,
And because you don't have kids,
right,
and you're a
even
heathen,
less, yeah.
you're like don't care about Easter at all now.
But I will say this: the cool thing that Easter has over Christmas, the only cool thing, is that, listen, you're not going to relate to it, so it's fine. I'll tell you now, you're not going to relate to it. But Christmas has a Jesus story in it, a religious story that is unequivocally trumped by the like Santa and the presents and everything. The cool thing about Easter is, I will say, growing up, it did feel like the religious part of it actually held weight as opposed to the
And that's good.
Yes.
bunny
That's
rabbit.
good.
Yeah.
And
it was
agree.
a real big deal.
And that's neat. That's just
and
a
it was
neat thing.
joyous because he's risen. Yeah, we had that.
Yeah.
Now I know if I do get an Easter basket, I'm just gonna put Q-tips and milk in there.
Please do. Yeah, I am out of Q-tips right now. And, I go through those things like nobody's business.
So like when
They're
I'm
so versatile and
They
convenient.
are versatile. You can use Q-tips for anything.
They're unbelievable.
for literally any.
It's
Wait,
crazy.
hold on,
I don't
though.
want to get my
Focus.
topic going too
I
soon.
pulled the cotton off and I just stick the stick part of it right into my ear and scratch those little itches.
Yeah,
Dear
scratch
God.
those little tendons in there.
Dear
It's
God.
nice.
I poked right through something that sounded loud once, and
When,
I don't.
Bad idea.
when Nightmare on Elm Street kind of went off the rails, and in part 6, Freddy's dead. There was a guy with an implant in his ear, and when he died, when he fell asleep, his part of Freddy's like montage of fun death, he took a really really long Q-tip,
Yeah.
and he shoved it in his bad ear,
yeah.
and then his implant became like alive, and then it attached to his ear, and then it became part of his head, like in a fleshy
Like a
way,
weird organic
and then
thing.
he brought out a chalkboard, and he took his little,
Oh, yeah.
he took his knives and he scratched the chalkboard, but he had the super implant in, so it started
Oh
going
my God.
crazy, and then his
Once
head
again-
exploded.
This is
I'm sorry.
horrible.
Oh,
Hold on.
dude,
Once
those are
again,
amazing.
They're so
movies.
good. It's my
Doesn't
favorite horror
this
franchise.
it always doesn't this feel like it's such an 80s thing of like, and then there's gonna be
Oh, especially
nails on a chalkboard, because if you hear it, you're
It's
gonna
so
lose your
good.
mind.
especially with the one where Freddy uses the power glove.
Now you're playing with power. That is Freddy's dead.
I saw the movie Game Night, which I know you've seen, Steve.
Ooh,
Yeah.
And
I
I've actually
haven't.
seen it twice, and it's a great movie. I recommend it. It's very fun. It's not like perfect, and there's definitely parts where you're like, all right, but it's a really well-paced, well-written, well-acted movie. The chemistry between the cast is really great. But the point of bringing it up
I've
was-
only heard good things.
Yeah, it's just to talk about, like, for me, it's very difficult to enjoy, like, a comedic film.
Ooh.
And so I think generally they're very boring, or they start out good and then they get unfunny around hour 4, like a lot
Is
of
it-
the Apatow
Yeah,
films.
or the
Is it-
third act is always a problem. in a
It's
lot
yeah,
of those
and this
Apatow
one
movies.
isn't. It stays funny even in the third act, and
Agreed.
it stays surprising.
Agreed.
And yeah, so I don't know. I don't want to be cynical about it, but it's rare to find a nice comedy movie. And
Yeah,
so if
no, I
there's
get
any
that.
comedy movies you guys enjoy,
especially like in the
throw 'em
vein
out
of
for
those
folks.
like Melissa McCarthy
Mm-hmm.
comedies that have
Yeah.
come out, and like there's so many of those throwaway like Zach Galifianakis is a husband on the
Yeah.
run type stupid
Oh,
comedy
you're talking
movies.
about Husband on the Run.
Oh yeah, that was a great film. Don't be rude.
That sounds like a
That'd be
Whoopi
perfect.
Goldberg movie
That'd
from the
put it-
80s.
On the run.
and its follow-up,
Husband on the run.
Husband on the Run 2,
Yeah.
still running.
Still running.
Still running.
What's that husband up to? Still running.
He's
Still
running.
running. Can't tie that guy down.
I can't remember though. Legitimately, I can't remember a movie in the last like.
What is that, Owen?
You knew there was going to be a sequel because she let him go at the end of the first
You
one.
knew there was
Oh, that
a
is
sequel
why.
'cause
That
she
is
did
why.
let him go.
He let him go. Yeah,
Yep.
and
No.
now he's still running to this day.
I can't remember a movie in the last like probably 5 years that I was like, this was a good comedy.
Yeah, especially just like a comedy that's like based off like not
Yeah.
fantasy. Like if I think comedy
Google
or
it.
a
I'm gonna
movie that's
Google
gonna
some
actually
stuff, 'cause
make
I
me
feel like that's
movies that I think are funny are Pixar and Marvel, and like they seem to
Yeah.
make me laugh more than
Thor
any other.
Ragnarok made me laugh so
Yeah.
hard. I laughed multiple times throughout.
Yeah.
This is the end. I think was like a super solid like.
This is the,
I
I
didn't
love
like
this
it.
is the end. I love this is the
I
end.
didn't
That'd be
like it,
one
but
of the
then again,
few.
that's
If we're thinking
been
of
a
recent
minute.
ones, yeah, I'm thinking of recent. Like you guys should see Death of Stalin. That was really fun.
Yeah, I really want to see it, and
It was
that's
really fun.
who is
the
it
guy that
that's in
did the original.
Hold on.
and
guys.
he does Veep, Ian
Yeah.
Umuchi or
Yeah.
Mucci or yeah.
Okay.
I love that
It's
guy
so,
much.
dude. It's like a Monty Python meets Veep type.
Yeah.
Really fun. Satire.
But hold on, have you guys seen Save the Last Dance?
I did watch Bring It On this past weekend, and I
And?
loved it.
I watched Mamma Mia for the first time. I felt like I was on hard drugs the whole time.
If you get a chance to watch Bring It On from 2000, the cheerleading epic, it is unbelievable what they got away with in terms of like jokes.
yeah.
I got
Like-
guys, I got one for you.
Never.
I got one for you. without even looking, but I'm going to look up in a second because I know we're all a little off base right now, but What We Do in the Shadows.
Oh, I was
fuck
just gonna say that. 'cause
Is
that
next
actually did
Yeah,
make me
yeah.
laugh.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I've
That's
never-
like.
Oh my God, you
Oh,
haven't seen
oh,
it?
my
you would
God.
love it.
Can we watch it?
It's
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah.
Have you seen it, Lee?
Yes, I would
Can we
watch it again.
We're
Yeah.
gonna watch it.
Let's put it
Yeah.
on right now.
Well, fuck the
Yeah.
podcast. We're almost done anyway. We're in an hour and 2 minutes.
No,
let's
I'm
do-
ready.
yeah,
That's
then we'll wrap it up. We'll go watch that movie.
100%. No,
Oh
it's
my God.
great.
Yeah.
But hold on,
I would love
there was a female movie that came out recently that I took with Kimberly in it. Kimberly and I, my friend Kimberly Condick and I.
Girls Trip or something. What's
Nope.
the- Did you see that
I
one?
haven't seen it, but I hear
Oh,
it's
Girls
awesome.
Trip with Tiffany Haddish. Yeah, Tiffany
It was
Haddish was
so-
great.
I
in
thought
it
it was
funny. It
hilarious.
was funny.
I
It was
loved
really
it.
funny.
They did some crazy shit in that movie. I
Not
was
just
like,
that one.
what
There was
are they
something
doing?
else that came out recently that Kimberly and I went to be like,
I want
What are they doing?
I want you to be that movie reviewer. That's
Yeah.
all I want.
there was some
They
crazy
did some
shit in it
crazy
that I was
things,
like,
and
what
I was
are
like,
they doing?
hold on, they are being nutty right now.
Can't believe they went there.
Yeah, we can absolutely
Something
do that.
else that I saw recently that I was like, I didn't mind it.
Oh,
Which is a sad
You guys are
place.
going to hate this, but
I
I'm going
know.
to say
That'll
it.
be your housekeeping for next week.
You
Lauren.
won't. You loved
Uh-huh.
You can look at that up and update us on the following
Thank
podcast on
you.
episode 11.
it. Thank you.
Coveted
that.
episode 11.
This wasn't meant to be a comedy, but it was amazing. Jumanji.
It's meant to be a
Oh,
comedy.
no.
I think
like
it's more.
comedy.
It's an
It's meant to be
action
a comedy.
comedy. but
Action comedy.
Yeah,
So
it was really.
I
Wait, are
loved
we
it.
Really
calling it
good.
Jumanji
I had
2
a
now?
lot of fun.
It is Jumanji 2, right?
No, it's
it's called
Welcome to the
Jumanji?
Jungle.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle.
Yeah.
And Thor
Oh.
Ragnarok also an amazing
Again,
comedy.
I laughed out loud so
But that's
much
what I'm
during
saying,
Thor
yeah.
Ragnarok.
Yeah.
I really did.
But that's, yeah, and it's like if you action comedy, I mean, Game
Oh.
Night's kind of an action comedy, but I guess like a straight up like comedy with normal people
No,
without superpowers or
yes.
magic involved is a very difficult thing to do. Especially, I think,
Sure.
because of like smartphones and stuff. It's just hard to create scenarios
Well-
where real life characters are like in a funny
But
situation.
now, Elliot, part of me is like agreeing with you, at least in like 2017. So I'm going to Ranker. Ranker's got a best
There's
2017.
Despicable Me's on that.
So this is the list of
Jesus
comedies,
Christ.
and I'm going to stay away from the ones that are like Jumanji and
Great.
Marvel movies. And I get your point because we got the Hitman's Bodyguard.
Oh, it's all Marvel.
Yeah, yeah,
It's all,
yeah.
oh,
Daddy's Home 2.
Jeez.
Ooh, Girls Trip,
Jesus.
Going in Style,
No.
Fist Fight,
What the fuck is fist fight?
The House.
Oh, it was Charlie Day.
What?
Baywatch,
Ugh.
I'm Charlie Day. I'm crazy.
Bad Moms Christmas,
Boss Baby.
Bad Mom's Christmas.
Chips, Logan Lucky.
Is Bad Mom's Easter coming soon?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all bad.
Yeah.
So that's my thing.
yeah.
And
I mean,
that's
Girls
good.
Trip is probably the funniest
Yes,
of all
it
of
is.
them.
I've seen that.
I have a theory on why. I haven't seen Big Sick, by the way, but that's apparently a good
Big
comedy.
Sick was
Big
But
Sick
it's
is
like a
nice.
dramedy.
It's cute.
than a
It's like,
comedy.
yeah.
Like dramedy, yeah. It's like a real life kind of slice of life
Here's
thing.
one of the reasons why I think we're feeling this way. So let's go back to the 2000s when Will Ferrell's group
Oh,
kind of
yeah,
took over
yes,
comedy.
yeah.
We had this run of like Anchorman, Talladega Nights, and all
Yeah.
that stuff, and that was the tastemaker. And actually, before Will Ferrell, it was Jim Carrey. He had his run.
Mm-hmm.
So that was like comedies, and we were getting these classics out of it because that's the way comedy seems to work. At least in my theory is that
Remember when
somebody or a
Steve
group.
Carell also
Right.
had his run.
But that's what I'm saying. So we went
He's
Will
a smoke
Ferrell,
show now.
and then we went Steve Carell, and then the Apatow crew took over with
Yeah.
Seth Rogen and Franco, and they've had it for a long time, and I feel like they've relinquished it, and now nobody has it.
Yeah, I think you're right.
We are in this
God.
like this era of there's no real voice taking charge.
I think it happens. Yeah, it just happens. Comedy has these weird lulls. I mean, think about like
Well,
in
I
the
mean,
80s when
yeah.
they were just like not really. I mean, you had Animal House and you had like
But
those
you had
types of movies.
Aykroyd
But you
and
used to-
Murray and that group.
The
kinda,
reason why is because
Landis.
you had like SNL people coming out of it. You had like the Tommy
Mm-hmm.
Boys, you had what was it, Tommy Boy, and the other one that was
Black Sheep.
basically Tommy Boy.
Yeah.
That you had like Wayne's World. You had all these ones that
Bill
were
and
coming out of
Ted.
SNL characters.
Well, I guess that's
and-
not
or
really
not,
SNL,
but like
but
I'm,
Conan's.
But-
I'm about to start
Yeah.
writing a movie, co-writing with it's going to be a dark comedy based. It's going to be called The Genie of Unconscious Wishes, or based on the idea of the Genie of Unconscious Wishes. And I want to write a really dark comedy.
What is
but
the genie of unconscious wishes?
The idea is like it's a genie that grants you wishes, but they're all unconscious wishes. So it's like really dark shit that you haven't confronted with
creepy.
in yourself. And so it'd be like this horror comedy, but I want it to be for this particular group, and I think it would be a very
Everyone
fun,
around me is gonna be
incredibly
dead.
dark.
Love it.
Exactly. That's what would happen. Yeah, it'll be like
Love that.
weird, dark shit, and then like, but all real tight and fun. So
Love it.
that's I think it'll be really nice.
Ben Stiller also had his little run there as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
And Mike
then Ben Stiller.
Myers.
no, that's what I'm
Please say
saying. It
Burundi.
kind of
Please
was.
pop up and say Burundi. One more time.
Burundi.
You got a new game, Joe?
Cool, guys. Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
Fun,
Well,
fun chat.
Yeah.
On April 29th, I'm going to be in Phoenix, Arizona. What are you doing on April 29th?
You know what? I didn't have any plans, so I think I'm gonna do that show with you.
Oh,
Holy-
I'd like to go.
Yeah. Do you
Don't
want to
stop
come?
it? Stop! Don't do that. That like warms my heart.
I think we should bring Lee.
Oh my God.
I only drive with Steve.
Okay, so Lee and Steve are out.
I mean,
Oh, okay.
Do you think you guys can make it on
Yeah,
April?
I think I can.
You know what? I'm looking at my calendar and no, I don't think I can make it.
oh wait, look at your calendar. again.
Look at your calendar again.
Yeah, I can make it.
Great.
Oh, great.
Wonderful.
And that is also selling out very quickly. So definitely, if you want to get tickets, you can get tickets at Ticket
Yes.
Fly.
Ticket fly.
That's
Oh, this
She's
is
got
so
a
good.
ticket to fly.
We don't have the right.
She's got.
Oh, and I'm going to be performing at
And guys,
Sycamore
I hope you
Tavern on-
enjoyed our Blues Clues new
Ooh,
Steve
yeah.
auditions that we just put up on our Valleyfolk channel, which I hope you share with your friends. And I hope you enjoyed it.
YouTube.com/the Valleyfolk.
Yeah, and
Please subscribe.
we're also gearing up for our big show, guys. The big show that you guys are gonna love very much. Hopefully, we're putting a lot of love and heart and thought and blood, sweat, and tears into it. And I'm very excited about the April-May launch.
Yeah,
of
and
said show.
This week we're going to be looking at some office space.
Yeah,
making
man.
some big moves.
Making moves.
So yeah, if
But
you're
as far
We
as
make money moves.
yeah, well,
Yep.
and don't forget every
Cardi B.
Wednesday night we also do a live stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/the Valleyfolk.
Yeah, it's true.
Where sometimes we surprise you with some sketches. Some live
those have
sketches.
become such a fun highlight of my
Yeah, it's so fun.
Nice. I
You like
really
those? Are you
like it.
converted? You're one of the converted.
Yeah, I
Ooh,
like that.
I don't like the
Podcast
phrase
still
converted, but yeah, I
I'm
like it.
converted.
Feel converted.
There was a terrible accident
Yep.
at the
There
airport
it is.
last December,
There
which
it is.
left my family and I completely paralyzed. I was the only one who survived due to the fact that I wanted to see my family again. We were all in the same
isn't your
hospital
best
room,
work.
Doesn't
but
make
I
any
couldn't
sense.
turn my head at all to see them. I did, however, hear them cry and make sounds of intense pain. They all passed away
your
before I
worst.
could touch them or tell them I loved them. I hope they knew. I'll have the extra cheesy pepperoni pie and crazy garlic twists. A large your big large. I want your
It's
big
the
hairy
third
balls.
act where it always loses.
Please
but-
provide a photo of your and before entering my
Okay.
home.
But the first two acts I
want you
love.
to ravage
Yeah.
my
Thanks,
body.
man.
Yeah.
See, your
Cover
point
my
on
frail
comedy
and
is third
dry
act.
body
They
with
always
a
I
say
know.
layer
Yeah,
of
you're
more
right.
fresh,
It's
healthy
exactly what we're talking
skin.
about.
I want
All right.
The pure joy on your face sells it, but
Yeah.
All right.
Big fan,
anyway,
big fan. This is
anything
fun.
else, guys? Any
No,
other
that
plugs?
was perfect.
Great. Well, thanks for listening to the podcast, guys. And don't forget to submit your intro songs.
Ooh, yes.
Because I feel like we're kind of getting less of them these
Yeah.
days.
Give
And
us your intro
not to
songs.
say we're panicking.
Not to say
but-
I'm panicking at all, because I'd love to just replay the ones we've been doing, and maybe we'll just settle on one. But would love to hear some more potential Valleyfolk or Valleycast intro songs. Remember, as short as you want them, it doesn't have to. You don't have to be musically gifted. You could do literally hit a spoon and a fork together and give us a
Oh,
little
we're gonna
melody
get
or
that.
something.
Yeah.
You know. But anyway, we'd love to get those. Because that'd be great.
Hit us up anywhere. It's the Valleyfolk on all the socials,
Mm-hmm.
Twitters, Instagram, YouTube. Most importantly, if you want to help us grow, go check out patreon.com/the Valleyfolk or thevalleyfolk.com. And there's a bunch of treats there. Check out the treats.
Yeah, a lot of treats.
Early access to this podcast is one of them, but we're very candid there. And behind the scenes, we're kind of taking everybody on a journey on how we're trying to grow this thing.
Yeah.
So come help us grow it.
Well, thank you guys so much, and Joe, great summation of that, and
Beautiful.
we really appreciate you guys for listening, and we'll catch you next time on the Valleycast.
Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Please do not hang up on me. I'm in serious need of assistance when using the telephone. This is not an advertisement or solicitation. I am a human being with a voice box that is connected to this telephone so that I can communicate. I lost the entire upper half of my body in a railroad accident in 1987. I am being kept in a government facility due to the grotesque and frightening appearance of my freakish body. My brain and eyes are exposed in a wax casing that resembles a human face as closely as financially possible. I like to order a big old fucking container of some fucking chow mein noodles. I also want you to place your penis on my ruined body. There's only a few options. My scrotum is intact and looks normal.
What's wrong, Ellie? You don't like that part? He says his scrotum is intact. That's a medical term, scrotum.
I don't like when it takes that very graphic turn.